Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Today, we're gonna open up that last psyche lock for Andrews, but also, where the hell was Shu? Is the killer taking care of the cat? We didn't just leave that cat alone in that house with like no food or anything like that, right? What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I am ill. I have come to remove your psyche lock. Psyche lock? I want to know, and you will tell me. Your secrets. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Oh, I will. I'm good at that. Phoenix has lost his goddamn mind. Why frame him? Can you please just tell me why you framed Mr. Engard for murder? I already told you countless times it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Engard. Is it the surfer accent? It's gotta be. Is it his drink of choice? I get it. It's disgusting. Alright, so this has not changed. I don't know how that hasn't changed. So there's something in her past that she would like to get revenge for. And I think it was this, right? Celeste. There's only one catalyst that would cause such a strong feeling, and it's even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Ms. Impact's and her suicide. Yeah, it would be this? This is a photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away. What? With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Wait, where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Engard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Why frame him? Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Corita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. But because of Matt? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Oh no, did they have an affair or something? That's very shitty if that's the case. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste, is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. Jeez, Matt is a piece of shit. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him. Even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On that night, Juan called their marriage off. Celeste killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. I was revenge for Celeste and myself. Revenge. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called off the wedding, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see, so that's what happened. Wait, hold up. So, okay, they weren't cheating. She wasn't cheating, right? I don't get why you would call off the marriage, then. This might come as a surprise to people like Juan, if they're watching the video. People get into relationships throughout their entire life. There are very few people that only have one relationship. Very, very, very few. It's almost it's rare as winning the lottery. That's how few people they are. He broke up with her because she used to date Matt. That's it. That's the only reason. Not because she was having an affair, but because she used to date Matt before she ended up with him. What a fucking piece of shit. Holy hell. Is that true? Is that the reason? Let's go a little further. But then why did Mr. Krita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Yeah, I mean, you're not fucking wrong if that's the reason. It's not even pride. It's just his worthless freaking personality. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Oh, Miss Impacts, right? That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, so she chose death. I feel like I just missed a sentence there. Then when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that the note was a powerful weapon against Matt. It would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of the suicide note. And at a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all of this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Yes! Absolutely! And if he wasn't already dead, I'd say we finished the job! Like, holy shit! I mean, it's a little probably too much, but at the same time, both him and Matt can be put in a goddamn blender. What? How pathetic of a person do you have to be to call off your wedding to your supposed loved one because you found out she used to date someone you don't like in the past? Look, I get it if she was cheating on him. Being cheated on is the worst possible fucking thing you could do to someone you supposedly love and getting married to. Call off the wedding there. Absolutely. You can do it in like a fucking, just be like, I'm fucking out, cheater, and just laugh in their face and leave. That's fine. That's totally like high five moment. But, oh, she used to date someone that I didn't like? And then, you know what? It wasn't even really dating. She was used by him. She was fucking used by this dude. And then thrown away when he was done. Which is horrible. But I would actually say Juan was more in the wrong here. Like, Matt, piece of shit, obviously, horrible thing that he did to her. And again, when he brought it up to Juan, but for Juan to turn around and hear that and be like, oh, we're done. What a fucking disgusting person. Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. I know, that's just awful people. Where's my gun? Let's go. I'm gonna break you out of here, Andrews. Andrews? No, Andrews. We're gonna go take out Matt, and then we're gonna go dig up Juan, and then we're gonna shoot him. He's already dead, Chronos. I know, but it's probably gonna make Adrian feel better. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for his last suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. Why? I even brought a lighter. But why? But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. I don't blame you. High five! And that's all I have to say. I hope you get a reduced sentence for tampering with the evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking to me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation, or with what I know now. Do you want to be a high assistant? Yeah, I'll hire you. I mean, I might have to fire Gumshoe. Or reduce his salary, even though he's not being paid anything. I guess I'll save, why not? Here. What? Grr! How did I get in this mess? That's far enough! You can't run forever! Mr. Phoenix Wright! It's the beginning of the game. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. You must go to Castlevania and face Dracula. I've had this dream before, someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written to my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer. To prove a killer innocent. I mean, if I have to. But I'm pretty sure Maya was like, don't do that. You should really change your ringtone. Beep. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well. Oh, you don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict. Now listen up. You better get in guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Phoenix. Who is this? Oh, Mia. Maya. How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of the times is when you have to force your biggest smile. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Except my goddamn ringtone. It's that damn cursed guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, man. Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? Let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can to find a killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get in guard of that guilty verdict you deserve, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer. If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Miss Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. Beautiful friendship is magic. And this is the strongest weapon in the world, and in JRPGs. You have it in abundance. Yeah. I don't have money, though. That kind of sucks. Looks like we're coming to the end. Have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. So we know that Will is testifying today. I wonder if Adrian's going to show up again. Matt's probably going to be on the stand too at some point. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt and Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, you concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on your hand. The mystery being of what exactly was Ms. Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Miss Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing the nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Don't interrupt me, I'll get the whip. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Carita was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt and Guard. What a surprising turn of events. I mean, not really. Not for us, anyways. For you. It's been a few episodes since we kind of realized it. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has to say is true, or has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Mai is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought he was calling Mr. Edgeworth the stand. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. Aw, why are all the big guys underpaid? Come on, man. First Gumshoe and now Will? And what's your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. That'd be us. And of course, that bellboy is the killer. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes the person Mr. Engard was speaking to was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have you cross-examine, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? For us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? And since we're stalling for time, I'm gonna press on everything like I normally do. The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright! What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me! Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? That's not true. Witness. I'll personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue your testimony. It's not every time! It's only when they're actually the killer or someone that messed with the crime scene. Sorry. So you went to the defendant's room, and then... Hey, wait a minute! When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Are you sure that was Matt and Guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his room? At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was a bellboyish... He was in a bellboyish uniform, and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do. So how long? Yeah, that is a normal thing to do. Oh, does Matt not tip too? So he's just like the ultimate scumbag. So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Mai and Little Pearl. I thought it was really rude since I invited you if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. It's like squeezing water from a stone. Oh, this is like squeezing water from it. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Mai was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Oh, do I have to... Do I have to present something? Oh, shit. Contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I guess I could press again. Oh, wait a second. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second, what? Actually, Miss Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? I mean, I guess. Press? So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that was when something more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got into his pocket, and that's when I first got a good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow it at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of the shocking moment I should ask first. Bellboy's face, I guess. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps. I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. It's almost like that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would just come spilling out. That's disgusting. He was at Guard's house. He was the butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Haha, nothing, Your Honor! So that means that Guard was talking with the killer then. If that fact were to be exposed, then Guard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yeah, Chief, I know nothing. You sure don't have anything you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Oh, no. What did you say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. You're just going around and round in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue your testimony. Don't you judge me, Edgeworth. Should probably ask the other part, too. Okay, yeah, nothing has changed. Edgeworth's tip? Not Edgeworth, Ed Guard's tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much you would say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even get a guess. Why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Look, I can make a roll of cash out of dollars. Doesn't mean it's a lot of money. Okay, well, actually, I mean, I guess a roll of dollars probably would still be like a couple of $100, but still. If it was like a roll of hundreds, maybe I'm in the wrong profession. How interesting. It certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious at us. Raise an objection? What are we objecting to? Oh, wait, are we objecting just to prolong the court? I guess, sure. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand here around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. I know, you don't charge your clients! So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment. Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? Then the bellboys the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Oh, man! Will, stand up straight, man! Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? He is the person the police suspicion. Oh my god. Because your name's Shelley the Killer, you use a seashell as a calling card. You absolute idiot. He is the person the police special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that a person that the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. Yeah, but we'll, like, do that next time, though. I have a feeling he's going to be talking about, like, when he called Maya to the front. Oh, is that going to come to light?